Nationals. Stay tuned. You will see that match soon. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure why Seren decided, you know what? Joker. But the more I watch him play, the more and more sense it makes. Seren or Angelo has always had a fondness for characters that he can run away with and do lots of silly things if he so pleases. You can play Joker very much as a hit and run style character, which doesn't really seem to be what he wants. Angelo seems to be mostly having his gameplay predicated on just being really weird. A lot of his options are working because Kamikaze has specifically not accounted for them on any level. And by just continuing to just do lots of weird, unpredictable things, he's able to continue to get all these straight hits. But his conversions haven't been high enough to make up for when Kamikaze does break neutral, and zone break accordingly.
High fatality.
Hello.
Showing up.
As is, I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do if he's not able to clutch out this game, for instance. Is Seren going to focus on playing one of his other characters like Kirby or Fox? Or is he going to stick with the Joker pick? It's kind of interesting to see him specifically decide to play this character in the first place. But a lot of us are still figuring out what this character should even be doing in the first place. And I know in my case, I still haven't figured out anywhere near as much as I'd like to, but I'm getting there.
I think that's why he's a good pick too right now, because nobody knows how to play against him.
Yeah, you can get away with the fact that that even the best of us have extremely undeveloped gameplay with them, because it's also worth noting that the counterplay against them is equally undeveloped. So it's kind of a two-way street that I imagine a lot of decent players that decide to pick up Joker will be able to do well with him out the gates. But the real test will be how many people stick with them past that, and how many people continue to find success with them like months or even years down the road. That will be the real test of what this character is going to end up being, because for the time being, I think he's probably going to be pretty good, but he could end up being better than that or way worse, and we can't really say anything for sure right now.
I've noticed his playstyle can change depending on who he's facing. Like, he seems to have like a mid-range zoning kit, so he works really well against slow melee people.
Yeah, I would agree with
He
that.
can keep them away. And against the slow zoners, he's also really good because he's so fast he can get in and out of their projectiles.
Joker's a character that, even though his run speed isn't among the fastest and his aerial speed isn't among the fastest, the sheer wealth of movement options he has at his disposal, combined with how quickly he can land and his fastfall, make it to where he can kind of just go wherever he wants, whenever he wants, and his movement is very freeform because of that. I imagine he's going to be able to foster an extremely large variety of playstyles depending on who's playing him. And I know that a lot of people think he's kind of lacking in approach options, but I fully plan on showing people why that's not the case. You can approach with him, but you have to use it in a completely different way than you approach with any other character in the game if you are going to be more aggro with him, I guess. Although my play is not yet developed enough to where I can effectively exemplify this. Stay tuned, you'll see what aggressive Joker looks like soon enough. I'll show people that you can definitely do it, and do it successfully. That's the current game plan.
Now, the magic question is, do you think he'll be fitting on your squad strike anytime soon?
Yes.
Who's he going to be replacing?
Probably Link. Makes me sad, but I came to the conclusion that that character just doesn't have meaningful options moving forward. He's a true zoner, which I don't think I can make work. It's just, I need a character I can have multiple ways of going in with effectively, and he just doesn't have that. Only so many times you can try and shove a square peg into a round hole before you realize it's just never going to fit.
Well, I know he does have some really good matchups.
Oh, Link is an amazing character. Me dropping him has nothing to do with how good the character is and all to do with me just being the wrong man for the job.
Gotcha.
I think Link is amazing and very underrated. He just can't approach.
It is really interesting to see these floating matchups, though. I know Yoshi's been rated as pretty high tier, but
I think
kind of
Yoshi's
sleeping
fantastic.
on Kirby, though.
Kirby's gotten a lot of sleeper buffs in the last few patches that none of them might really seem like that much, but when you put them all together over time, the character's becoming a lot more respectable, and I already thought he was decent beforehand. Wait, you want me to play Winners Finals?